HeyJom and FixApa. So my name is Aina and I'll be your host. So if this is your first time tuning in to our session, pitchIN is Malaysia's leading equity crowdfunding platform, also a registered market operator with the Securities Commission of Malaysia. So what pitchIN has done is pitchIN has successfully helped startups raise more than close to 200 million ringgit to date, which is the most among all ECF platforms in Malaysia. So equity crowdfunding gives investors the opportunity to invest in fast-growing companies like HeyJom and FixApa here that have high potential for growth, where retail investors can invest alongside angel and sophisticated investors. So deals like this were not accessible to the public prior to the introduction of ECF platforms. To date, pitchIN has also witnessed more than 5,000 investments placed into these companies. You can check out more investment opportunities at www.equity.pitchin.my. So what we do is that we regularly run these webinars to allow businesses to present their investment pitch to you and to give you the opportunity to ask them any questions in the hope that it will make you invest. So it helps you make your investment decisions. So please feel free to ask as many questions as you want. If you're tuning into Zoom, you can type in your question directly in the Q&A column and we'll get to your questions after the end of every page. But if you're tuning in through Facebook, feel free to leave your question in the comment section. So tonight we have James from HeyJom and FixApa. We have Aino presenting. So each of them has 10 minutes to present, followed by a Q&A section. So without further delay, let's start with the first pitch by HeyJom. So HeyJom is a mass participation registration portal catering to the sports and fitness event industry. HeyJom is also planning to expand into a comprehensive health and fitness lifestyle platform where fitness enthusiasts can have access to events, products, and services by event owners, brands, and businesses. So they are currently pre-live on pitching, aiming to raise a minimum of 300,000 ringgit and a maximum of 2 million ringgit. So without further ado, let me pass the screen to James.
Hello. My name is James Tan. I am the Chief Strategy Officer of HeyJom, and HeyJom is in the business of fitness, specifically mass participation events like marathons, massive Zumba parties, obstacle races, and more. So we started as an event registration platform that allowed people to sign in and sign up for events. So the industry is supported by platforms like us, okay? But that's exactly where the problem lies. A lot of event platforms do only that. They allow people to sign up for events, and many of them don't serve the user beyond that. So when we look at the customer we serve, we realize one simple truth. So let me share with you about a typical customer. Let's call her Shin, okay? So Shin is a 37-year-old exec at a bank. A year ago, she didn't look like this. She was overweight, almost hitting 60 kilograms. And like a lot of Malaysians, I think she spent too much time working and too little time working out. She ate a little too much probably, slept a little too little, and started gaining weight. Getting married and having a baby didn't help. I think even for guys, getting married and you just let go. And as her weight went higher, her self-esteem dropped lower. One day she decided, hey, I want to look good again, like back when I was in college, before I got married. So she started running around her housing area, 1 km, then 3 km, then 5. And like many people, Shin got into fitness because she desired to look better. As she progressed, this desire will change. Soon, she continued to do it because she wanted to feel better. And finally, she started wanting to get better at her chosen sport. And that is why a lot of people, many people join these fitness events to challenge themselves. That is the fitness journey for a lot of people, look better, feel better, get better. When we understood this, we saw that there was a lot more we could be doing for them. So we asked ourselves, how can we be part of the fitness enthusiast fitness journey? The journey to look better, feel better, and get better. And the answer is HeyJom. HeyJom is going to be a fitness lifestyle app That's where we evolved from being a registration platform to becoming an ecosystem of fitness and health. So on HeyJom, you get to sign up for events. And when you do, you receive non-fungible tokens, NFT, when you participate or when you win. There'll be a marketplace that brings you products and services to support your fitness journey and will incentivize you every time you join an event, buy a product, or even start someone else on their fitness journey. We'll even give you stories and news to inspire you. We'll let you subscribe to fitness events, that happen throughout the year on HeyJom. Okay. Now, before I tell you a little bit more about the project, let me first tell you about the market. The market is huge and hungry, but how big is it exactly? Let's just talk about running first. Now, running is the growth of running in events in Malaysia has been phenomenal. We've been growing steadily year on year. I think we peaked at 2019, with 1,737 events, and that's like you're looking at a 30% growth, year on year. And 1,700 over events, that's like 33 runs every weekend. So that means every weekend there are about 33 running events happening around Malaysia. And then, of course, we know COVID happened and everything stopped. But despite the lockdowns and no public events, running events continued. All of them became virtual races. They were virtual events and so on and so forth. And if you look at the chart right now, last year we had 753 events. And this year we expect that there would be about 1,000. So we understood one thing: the need to look better, feel better, get better doesn't ever end, which is why, this works out so well. So to sum it up, if you look at 2019, I mean, in a nutshell, we're talking about 4 million entries. That means there were 4 million, well, I wouldn't say 4 million people, some of them participate multiple times, but there were 4 million entries, okay, for about approximately 2,400 participants per event. And this leads up to about 200 over million in participation fees. And this is just running events in Malaysia. So if we look further, right, let me show you a picture of Southeast Asia. And this is the physical activity economy, and it is worth $13 billion USD, right? We hold a good slice, about 2 billion. And this is 2018 figures, yeah. About 40% of this economy comes from participation. That is part of what we do. Joining fitness events, event fees, joining the gym, or going for a yoga movement or a retreat, right? These are participation fees. And the other 60% comes from the enabling sectors, right? The sectors that enable physical activity. So these are the people who are buying equipment. They're buying sportswears and shoes and technology, right? They're downloading apps and paying for them. So HeyJom aims to tap into this huge potential. Now, we started in 2016. Actually, we started before that. We started our sports and fitness event business in 2013. In 2016, we decided to build HeyJom as an event platform to support these events, so that people can register and so on and so forth. Then we opened it up and allowed participants and event organizers to find each other. We are currently a web-based platform. Our app goes live, I think, in a few weeks' time. Okay, and to date, what has happened here is we have 107,000 users right now. Now, when the pandemic hit, a lot of people in the industry thought that it was game over for the industry. And yes, it's true, our earnings took a hit. But despite the pandemic, we hit over 1 million in registration value with 29,000 participants. This year, we are on track to get about 57,000 signups. I think we are very close to that right now, with a registration value of about 2.1 million. Now, what's happened here is the market just didn't have any more events to list on HeyJom. So when that happened, we created them. Many of them in the last 18 months have been virtual events. Now, virtual events, I think you would have heard about this. We're not new to virtual events. In fact, I think HeyJom was one of the first few people to do virtual events in Malaysia. So when the MCO happened, we quickly returned to this familiar ground, right? While Malaysians were on lockdown, we organized the first ever stay home and run virtual challenge. We asked people, hey, just put on your shoes because you can't go out to run in the park. Just put on your shoes, run around your table, run in your porch, run in your garden, and so on and so forth. And when we went to people with this idea, right, they told us that you're going to fail, but we realized one truth: as long as people wanted to look better, feel better, and get better, it didn't matter whether these events were physical or virtual, they would join. So you can see that 3.6 thousand people joined, right? And the response was so good that we continued to do more. We did virtual runs, virtual race, and even recently we did a virtual jump rope event and jumping rope virtually, right? And that turned out to be one of our most successful events. Okay, so what has happened is we do these events under the Score brand name, but we also do them for clients, people who we have worked with in the past, like Skechers, Oppo, Fit Malaysia, and this has fueled the growth of our database. Now, we've always worked with events and brands because we know that with good brands and good events on board, we are able to attract a lot more people to the platform. And that's really the sort of collaborations that we look for with HeyJom. Okay, as of today, the people that we've attracted onto the platform is 107,000 users. About 30,000 of them actually joined us in the last 18 months. So for us, we want to be a holistic offering. I mean, you can look at our database here right now. We cater to, I think it's almost equal males and females. And the age gap, the age group, you can see that between 26 to 45, that's like our biggest group. Yeah. And we're serving all these people who want to look better, feel better, get better. Now, we know that as a holistic offering, we had to set ourselves apart from our competitors. Instead of just an event registration platform, we will build the ultimate fitness lifestyle app. Okay. And this is the year we roll out our mobile app. We will offer, support services to, if you look at 2021, right? We will offer support services to the event organizers and brands. Yeah, we will do a loyalty program. We will start minting NFTs for deserving racers. And then the following year, we're going to go into a marketplace. We will start serving content and ads in 2023. And 2024 into nutraceuticals, because, a balance of everything. And 2025 wearables, right? So this is a sneak preview of our mobile app. I think it launches in a couple of weeks. Okay, so please go and download it. Now, let me tell you a little bit more, right? Now, let's talk about our business and projection. Now, this is the HeyJom flywheel, okay? Our business flywheel. At the heart of our growth is the user or member, right? The more users we have, we will attract more organizers. This will in turn give us more quality events, attracting even more users onto our platform. And, with the events, it will again in turn attract more users. More users bring in better brands. Better brands means more products. And every time this flywheel turns, right, we will reward our members. Every time our members take an action, they get rewarded for it. Okay, so let's go into the nitty-gritty of the business. Here's how we monetize. Okay, now, if you look there are 4 pillars where we monetize. Number 1 is registration transaction fee. That means when you pay for an event, you call it your ticket or your entrance fee or your registration fee. We charge a one ringgit or 3.5% transaction fee. There's that portion where we do advertising and promotions for you. We set up your page for you. We do a project management in that sense. We do design for you and all that. And that's another earning. Apparel and merchandise. We create our own apparels and merchandise. We design them, we produce them, and we also produce them for some of our clients. And of course, marketplace commission when we launch the marketplace. If you look at our projection, this is a projection of the events that we expect to get. Right now, we are 2021, 110,000 members. We are 3,000 members away from that target, and our registration ticket or event fees is also close to hitting this number, right? And the following year, what's going to happen is we're going to embark on a really aggressive membership drive. We estimate that 15% of our database will be active. They will sign up an average of 2.3 events a year. And we will increase their participation rate by creating programs like event series, team signups, collectors events, relays, and subscriptions. So we're going to drive this registration even higher. Now, let's see. Now, 2022, we expect to launch the HeyJom marketplace. Now, we've always been selling on the platform, but we want to create this marketplace where we will drive even more businesses to list their products. We expect 20% of our database will buy products at an average spend of maybe about $500 a year. If you look at a pair of shoes right now, they cost you anything between 400 to 600 ringgit, for a quality pair of shoes, right? And we look at, we will increase their basket size by offering, a wider range of products, purchase with purchase offer and loyalty program, a reward. We're going to be big on rewards, where HeyJom is concerned. So now HeyJom's earnings come from these 4 areas, as I mentioned to you earlier: e-commerce commission, sales of our own apparel and merchandise, advertising and promotions, and of course, transaction fees from event registrations. Okay. And how we intend to unlock shareholder value is this: from 2016 up until today, we've been laying the foundations of this business and learning a lot more about it. 2021 is where we go on to develop the mobile app, which is already on the way. And we're going to acquire members aggressively, and expand our offering outside of Malaysia. We target a trade sale by 2025. Our current valuation, let me just talk to you about valuation. Okay, our current valuation is 9.5 million. The implied metric here is that if you base it on our user database, then it's 86 ringgit per user, or anticipating our gross merchandise value, then 5.5 times. Okay. Now, this is our funding, right? We aim to raise 2 million. So each block of 20 shares is an investment of 1,900. So for 1,900 ringgit, you can be part of the sports and fitness event business. You can be part of HeyJom. Okay. And as an annual incentive, we will offer you 3% of your investment amount in e-vouchers, which you can use on HeyJom events, on products, on our marketplace, right? So now this 2 million funding that we're looking for, that we're seeking, will give us a runway of 2 years, right? And in these 2 years, we intend to, develop the app further. We go into aggressive marketing. Of course, 15% of that will cover our working capital, and 600,000 of it, 30% of it, will go towards expansion and acquisitions of strategic brands that will work very well together with HeyJom. Okay, so our offer for today, 3 packages for your consideration. The novice pack, 1,900 ringgit. You get on top of that, right? You hold a stake in HeyJom, but you'll also get 1 premium pass to Score Marathon. Now, if you don't know, if you are a runner, you would have heard of us. Score Marathon is is the 3rd largest marathon event in Malaysia. So what will happen here is that we're going to create this premium pass where you will flag off with elite runners, right? And you will go to a lounge that is strictly for the premium pass. You'll also get 5 virtual race entries. We also have an advanced pack for 5,700 and for 11,400. So go ahead, pledge your support. All right. So the team is comprised of, that's me right there in the middle, and my business partners, Patricia and Fong Ping. Pat is our CEO. She is very strong in execution, great with a lot of ideas. And Fong Ping, Fong Ping is the only marathoner among us. The rest of us, we are like half marathoners, right? And that's the thing, we ran into running to really understand this business, and we fell in love with it. And that's what came out, from this passion to build you something really great. Okay. So We have a key investor, Fidelity Funding. They are funding us to the tune of 500,000. Okay. And on top of that, our advisors for HeyJom is Tam, who's a co-founder and executive chairman of Ecosys, and T.S. Wong, co-founder and group managing director of MyEG. So these are the people advising us on the development of HeyJom, the business, and the app, and everything else. So I'd like to show you one more thing, one last thing before we go. You heard me talk about Score Marathon. Now, why Score Marathon? Score Marathon actually belongs to another sister company of ours. And what it is the second, it's the third largest marathon event in Malaysia, second in Klang Valley. We will be the qualifying race for the Abbott World Major. If you're a marathoner, you will know the Abbott World Majors. That's the one of the events that Kipchoge runs at. Okay, we are an event organized for runners by runners for runners, and we have worldwide participation in Score virtual events as well. Okay, so the last word, we are in the business, set to generate positive energy. So when you invest in HeyJom, you'll be essentially investing in the health and fitness of Malaysia and the world. So join us on this journey, and that's all from me. Thank you very much.
Thank you, James, for the wonderful presentation. We have a few questions here.
Okay.
First question is, are you planning to partner with gyms like Fitness First to sell their events?
Yes, most definitely. I think we have worked with, maybe not specifically gym, we have worked with gym chains as well. We've partnered with Fitness First before. We've also partnered with Les Mills, which is the creator of all those programs like Body Combat and all that. So yes, we do have, we have a working relationship with these people, and we will continue this working relationship.
Right. The second question is, can you elaborate more on your acquisitions of brands?
Well, I think that along the way, we might look into, either acquiring different modules to make HeyJom even stronger. We would consider strategic partners that who create fitness programs, that we could own. Yeah. So these are some of the thoughts along those lines.
Right. Okay, the final question would be, can you please explain more about the exit plans, specifically on the trade sale?
Okay. In terms of the trade sale, I think what we anticipate is that companies like fitness companies are very attractive right now. We've seen acquisitions, happening all around the world. And we believe that at that point, when we exit, we would be very attractive to one of those big consolidated sports and fitness companies, or even media companies. So these are some of the exit plans that we're looking at now. So now, of course, trade acquisition is one way. The other way is public offering, going public.
Oh, we have one more question. Any ideas when in-person races will be back?
Well, the government is testing out, right? So here's the thing. Everybody's been asking this question and everyone is ready to run. Okay, everyone is ready to get out there and do a form of fitness. And I think that we have been in constant engagement with the government. We know that right now, they're going to test it out, small grouping first. Of course, we realize that, we're going to test the waters and start running. But yes, I think that when more people get vaccinated, that is going to be a reality. So we are really looking, very positively. Something might happen during Q4 itself. And of course, I think next year, the big events would be back now. Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed, yes. All right. I think that's all the questions we have for James right now. So thank you, James. And we'll move on to FixApa now. So FixApa is a platform where service providers or gigsters can offer their services to the public and businesses. So FixApa monitors a gigster's performance, offer guidance whenever needed, and continuously seek partnerships with relevant parties. So FixApa is also currently pre-live on pitchIN, aiming to raise a minimum of 1 million ringgit and a maximum of 3.5 million ringgit. So now the screen's yours, I know.
Okay, I got to start to run now. Look at all the fit people photos, right? So hang on. Okay, let me explain to you what FixApa is. FixApa is basically the future of work. People are talking about future of work at this moment, and what we're trying to build is a fair work social marketplace towards society 5.0. Right. So let me explain to you what we're trying to fix. We would like to create a fair and transparent gig industry. Okay. So the problem statement, as you know, in Malaysia, based on 2019 data from Department of Statistics, there are about 5.6% of people living in poverty, which is roughly about 4,500 households, which has an income less than 2,300 ringgit per month. Okay, in 2020, it's 8.4%, which comes around 639,800. And of course, 2021, you don't know what's the number, but there are a figure saying that it will be about 2.4 million Malaysians living in poverty. And of course, if you look at this statistic here from data from the Department of Statistics, it shows that those people who won't survive their monthly income. Yeah. So the bottom one are those who are doing their own freelancing, things like that. As it goes up, GLC and things like that. So majority of people would not survive their own income. Okay, and if you look at this is due to COVID. You got a downgrade of income, T20 to M40 about 23%, M40 to B40 at 32%. This is a big figure. Yeah, and then on unemployment, job losses, you can see here, there are about 768,000 job losses, but close to 1 million unemployed graduates. I think roughly about 65% who are out there who are graduates. So this is a problem that we are facing now in Malaysia. You know, where do they go? So, okay, where do they go? They get into the gig industry, the gig economy. If you look into gig economy, when people talk about gig economy, people look into the capital gig platform, where you share your asset, where you share your car or your motorbike, and these are the people who are in the gig economy. The other day, I think Shafi Abdul was talking about, you know, everyone is going into that industry. What about people who needs that industry to be in, and those people who are overqualified? You know, these are real stories. Okay, so, and if you want to see, is gig industry fair? You know, you got to understand the difference between contract of service and contract for service. What happened in UK, it says that Supreme Court held it, saying that there's a case in UK, Aslam against Uber. Everyone can Google about it. And at Supreme Court, they said that Uber, that Aslam is actually workers for Uber, and they have to make sure that you take care of their social protection. The reason being is because Uber set up the price of what the service is. You know, whatever the service, Uber are the one who set up the price. This is the issue at this moment. Okay, we know the problem. Let's go to the solution. What we try to do is to look into two things, which is one, national framework. The next one is deep technology. We need to work on both, right? On the national framework, we are working together with Nation Shared Economy Vision 2030. We need to look in the fair work principle, and we need to look under United Nations principle of business and human rights. This is important to ensure that people are not taking advantage of people. We need to have that shared economy together, we grow together, you know. So what we do is we have engaged with the Institute of Social Science, UPM, to work on the framework to ensure that it will be a fair gig economy, fair and transparent gig economy on the framework. Then what you need to do is to look into the technology. We have three deep that we are working on. One is the feast, that recommended retail fee based on the supply and demand. Number 2 is personal database analytics, where when they enter, we will know what their strengths and weaknesses are and what fits them. So with that, what we do is we know what their weaknesses are, then we will use AI to ensure that their skills are there. You know, we will work to ensure that they can actually market themselves out there, because everyone needs service, everyone has a service to offer. Okay, and the other features is, you know, just like any other apps, you know, mobile responsive, fast quotation, geolocation, push notification. But what we do, we focus on the personal database analytics and also the e-nurturing program, as well as the recommended retail fee. Okay, we let them to have the empowerment to put up their own fee. We also look into the MySTIE measures science, technology, innovation, and economics. All right, we look into 5 technology drivers where we can then use it into other innovation business sectors. And we are working with IBM Center of Excellence, University Malaysia Pahang on this. Okay, so what we are doing here, value for the Gigsters, is to give them the self-empowerment and capacity building to let them earn an income. Everyone needs to earn an income. So everyone will have multiple revenue streams that they can work on. They can work on, what they're qualified to do, what they have to do, and what they need to do. And then reskilling and upskilling using our platform, using our AI. And on the customer side, the customer has an expensive catalog that they can choose from, whilst reducing the operation costs for businesses. You know, because you take those people, pay them on their productive hours. You know, instead of paying someone a clerk for about 2,000 ringgit, you can only, for about 4-hour job, you can get them for about 200-300 ringgit per month to do that particular job. And of course, at the end of the day, what we do is we have a systematic onboarding to ensure that everyone is qualified to do that. And we do have a recommended retail fee that we recommend to them, but they can also negotiate. But at the end of the day, they need to make sure that the fee has not gone down the floor price. It's a win-win situation for both sides, right? So the next slide. Okay, where we are now. We have done everything. We know we have done the product fit. The problem and solution fit. We have tested everything. We have done alpha and beta and everything. We know what to do. And now what we need to do is to scale up, because we know this will be really big. Imagine Shopee in the beginning. That is where we are now. Imagine Shopee, that we are exactly like Shopee, except that we are providing services rather than products, right? So we want to scale up. This is the reason why we are doing our fundraising. Okay, without marketing at this moment, this is our what do you call that? Our traction, right? We got roughly about 1,000 over Gigsters, 3,000 over customers, 5,000 transactions, and 280,000 adjusted revenue. When I say that in adjusted revenue is we minus the revenue that we earn from the Gigsters. So our full revenue is roughly about 1.2 million. Okay, within from November to July 2021, November 2020 to July 2021. We have worked with we work on the what do you call that, we want to become an economic enabler. So we are working with the Shared Prosperity Vision 2020, and they have accepted us as a tool, as a Shared Prosperity tool. Okay, we are also a shared economy platform partner. Here's a letter. If someone wants it, just send me an email. I'll pass you this letter to show you that we are MDEX shared economy platform partner, together with 97 other local companies. Okay, our marketing strategy is we work on ecosystem. We enrich the ecosystem, because in each ecosystem there's supply and demand. So this is how we do it. You know, we look into 1 or 2 or 3 ecosystem, then we focus on the ecosystem partners. So through that, what we have done is we have done a sub-brand of FixApa. Okay, with HeyApa, what we've done is we have the training partner, which is UKM. We have the supply service provider, which is the Malaysian Youth Council, and the student of UKM themselves. And we have the demand, which is the Ministry of Women, Family and Community Development. Okay, so we have done this. We have we have the agreement for this, the MOU to working together with them. And then the next step is that we have also set up another partnership, a sub-brand called Creative Apa. Okay, with Creative Apa, we have the Persatuan Belia Kreatif Malaysia, Be Creative. We are in talks with My Creative, Berhad, which is a government venture capitalist for creative industry, as well as I think Cendana. And we are working with Finas as well. So My Creative, Cendana, and Finas will be the supply, the demand side, and Persatuan Belia Kreatif Malaysia will become the supply side. Right. So this is the ecosystem we're looking at, and we are now talking to a few other ecosystem, you know, like ISO auditing, installation of what do you call that, solar panel and things like that. So sports industry, tech industry, these are people that we are now talking to. And all we need at this moment, I've already spoken to my partners, my friends all over Southeast Asia. I was involved with, very involved with the rugby in Asia. So I do have partners around Southeast Asia, and they believe in this. As soon as the platform's ready, we are ready to go out on the JV and technology sharing with the local partners. You know, these are the timeline that we want. By 2023, we hope we can cover the whole of Southeast Asia. Our financial metrics, this is based on the current, what do you call that, pattern that we have, okay? The people who come, and then those people who registered, and those registration who managed to make into, what do you call it, convert into dollar, ringgit and cents. Okay, this is the non-financial metric. And then this is our financial metric. We hope by 2024, we can reach roughly about 50 million, what do you call that? 80 million adjusted revenue. If you look at the GGV, it's high because those are the income that we have to pay to the gigsters. Our gross and net profit would not be too much, because as we grow, as the market, as our sales grow, our operation cost will not grow that much. You know, as we grow, and that is a good thing, that because we are using digital to do all these things, and this is our growth. You can see here where 2020 is about 9%, and it goes up to by 11% by 2024. Okay. So what is the market size like? You know, if you look into the freelance workers in Malaysia alone, it's about 4.18 million people in 2020. This is reported by World Bank. And the gig economy will turn up roughly about $27 billion by 2025. It is a big market, and we believe that using the right way, we can actually really go boom. Okay, I've always been involved with most of our C-suites and founders. We are all involved in other business. So we have our own experience. We have roughly about 180 years of experience. We are all old. Startup. So basically, I've been involved with legacy program. I've been involved with the Rugby World Cup since 2009 until 2019. I know about legacy program. What we try to do here is legacy, and Azia has been always involved with the operation side of her business, right? And we have 4 other experts here, and we've got 2 accountants, one who's always been involved with the government agenda, with Raju Biotech, And then we have Zalani, who's been involved with IT for the, since you have to type everything. It's called DOS, C/ whatever. And then Shazilan is involved with investment, and he understands investors' needs. And then Ainil has been involved with training. He's an expert in human capital. So all of us, we combine our experience and knowledge to make this program to become a legacy for Malaysia. And then we do have advisors with us. Professor Ismi is involved with UPM, IPSAS. Professor Arif is involved with the technology with BMP. Professor Khatijah is involved with the training of the care industry, because care industry, I think the aged care industry will go boom soon. And Farid is involved with the understanding, the momentum assessor and the personality assessor as we go during our part of our product. Okay, so we are a new innovation. In order to have a new innovation, we need to have main actors in 4 areas. Government, yes, we do have MTech. Academia, as I mentioned before, we got 3 universities. Business is us. We have My Creative, we have PINAS. Community, we have the Malaysian Youth Council as our community. So these are not only players, we are the main actors to push this forward, to make sure that Malaysia can grow up again after this COVID. What we try to do is to make sure that things will go well after this. Okay, now the offer. What we're trying to offer is we are looking 3.5 million ringgit to upscale ourselves, digitally. Our investment is very low. Minimum investment is 1,400 ringgit. Okay, our valuation pre-fundraising valuation is 31.75 million, and this is discounted based on the valuation that we got from Equidem, which is 88 million. So basically, we have discounted it into 63% to make up into this value. So because we believe this is seed level, we can't put too high. So we want people to believe in us, to start with us, and we want it to be affordable. Okay, so this is what we're trying to do. And then this is our private live offer. We hope by the end of October, we will close this and go live, because we do have some funds coming in. So if you want to come early to take advantage of this pre-live offer, please do it now, because we are in discussion with a few 2 investors, and we also are working on a few grants that we are been invited to put up to. All right. So this is the time for you to invest on the pre-live offer. So we are giving some bonus shares there. For 100 shares, we are giving about 5% bonus shares. 1,000 shares, we're giving about 10%. And for 10,000 shares, if you buy 10,000 shares, we will give 20% bonus shares. Okay. Where will the proceed go? 50% of it will go to technology, of course, like I said, and 25% of marketing. The marketing, we will look into more other ecosystem that will grow our business. This is where our funding stages we're looking at. So we have done our pre-seed problem solution feed. We are now at the seed stage, market feed. We are basically in what you call the valley of death. So we need this fund wherever it comes from. So there are a few grants that we have been asked to apply. We have submitted 2. We are going to submit the 3rd one. So once we have submitted this, I think we will actually close the name, because we need to go forward. And then of course, from 2022 to 2024, we will have our expansion period, Series A to D. Then we will get VC, PE, and hedge funds to do it. We are talking to some big investors, but that will come during Series A to D. And we hope to go for IPO in 2025. Okay, our deliverable. for investors is we hope by doing this, we can create 5 revenue streams. At this moment, for the first MVP one, we will have 1. But once the platform is up, we will have another 3. And at the end of the day, we're looking to create our own digital bank, because we believe that it is an ecosystem where they can trade everything inside. So it is good to have a digital bank at that time. Increase productivity, yes, and increase traction. And of course, at the end of the day, what we want to do is to make sure that our brand is the brand when you think about services, you think about FixApa, and it will be a Malaysian brand. That is what we want to do. It becomes a Malaysian brand that we can export to anywhere. And then as you to be part of it, you'll be proud that you are part owner of FixApa. Okay. So I've been invited to talk in a few forums. One of the forums is the Malaysian Urban Forum, to talk about new employability post-COVID. I've been talking to universities. There are reports in newspapers about us. I've been invited to all these new forums to talk about the new norm of employability and also the future of work. And all these think tank believe in what we're doing. Okay, why invest with us? Because we are going to create the future of work, and which is fair and transparent. We have a very high conversion rate because we look into ecosystem. Using the marketing style is to keep looking at ecosystem, and we will create a high ROI for US. It's a very high scalable solution. And of course, we are old, so we have 180 years of experience, combined experience in each department that we have, right? So please send me an email if you want any more information. Send me an email, give me a call, whatever. I will pass you all the. If you want to look into all these MOU or we can show it to you. That's it from me. Thank you.
Thank you, Aino, for that wonderful presentation. We have one question from Facebook, from David. David is asking, is there a policy where the transaction can be secured and trust in trade of gig services and payments? How do you handle dispute?
Okay, what we do is, just like Shopee, is when there's a transaction happening, the customer has to pay first before the service provider will do the job. Okay, once that's been done, the service provider say, okay, I'm done. I've done my job. The customer has to reply that they have done their job. Okay. However, people would not, they will say, oh, we give them 3 days to say that this job is done. If there's no reply, we will send the money to the service provider. If in case of dispute, okay, all communication has to be in the platform. In case of dispute, the A and B will need to sort it out. If they're not happy, then they call us. Our legal department will look into all the communication on FixApa and would say, okay, who's right and who's wrong. If they're not happy, all these are in the terms of condition. So if they're still not happy, they can pay their own arbitration and to go forward from there.
All right. We have another question. Does your platform support recurring gigs to ensure recurring revenue to you?
Yes, we do that. Basically, it's like Shopee, right? So it's there. You have a shop, you have your own store there. You can provide multiple services within your stores. It is recurring at this moment.
Okay, and the final question would be, what are your exit plans for your investors other than IPO that you mentioned?
Okay, basically, it depends when you want to exit. All right, during the series A to D, you can exit that during that time. I think you can sell off your shares during that time. So these are the ways that, and then it depends on the price valuation during those time as well. So those are the ways during IPO. You can exit during every series, every fundraising series that we provide.
Oh, we have another question here from Muhammad Rizwan. How do you plan to export your services on the global markets?
How do we basically what we do is because it's a online platform. So what we do for us to go abroad as a platform, we will do JV with other countries, right? So basically, what will happen if say we have a JV in Indonesia. So in Indonesia, they would just focus on Indonesian gigsters. But if there's any customer doing virtual jobs who wants to get them from say if that person is America, they went to FixApa Indonesia, then they will basically there will be a big database. It will filter down on whatever you want to do, and basically we will show all the price list. So it's like, yeah, it's all about big data, and then you can filter it down. But however, on the onboarding side, it will be on the country itself. So if it's because it's easier for us, so we don't have like Indonesia, they know their culture, they know the government. It's easier that way. So it will be in one big ecosystem, but the Indonesian one will be Indonesia, Malaysia one will be Malaysia, Brunei one will be Brunei. But if you're doing virtual job, it's cross-border. It doesn't matter. If anyone in America or England, whoever can go for it.
Oh, Mr. Rizwan is also asking, you mentioned Brunei in Q1. Why?
Because I live in Brunei for 22 years. And I can go there, because I know, I understand people there. And the reason is it's small. I know the culture. And it's a good way to understand of going abroad immediately. And that's the reason why, even though Brunei is small, it is another country. So by going to another smaller country, I know what to expect if you go to a bigger country. We don't want to have going to Indonesia, which is big, and then you know a lot of problems and it'll be a big issue. So Brunei is a small market, same thing. I know the people there, so it's easier to understand. And then if there's any problem, we can be ready for the other bigger markets.
Familiar territory lah.
Yeah, familiar territory.
Okay, I think that's all the questions we have for you today. So we've reached the end of our session. Before we go, we'd like to have both of you to say your final words to our audience. Let's start with you, Ainul.
Okay, like I said before, what we try to do is we want to help nations. We want to make, it sounds very like Donald Trump. We want to make nation great again. But we want people to have the what do you call that? The empowerment to earn their own income. So everyone has a skill. And however, what we want to do is also to protect the service provider. And this is a future of work. And we are working toward society 5.0, using human factor, human, but using the technology as well to make sure that it grows together. We don't want to become like we focus too much on technology, then you got a lot of people who will lose their jobs. IR 4.0 will create job losses for a lot of professionals, accountants, all those, because there's no human there. It's all computerized. So what we want to do to ensure that will not happen, this is why we're doing this. Thank you. So invest with us.
Thank you, Ainul. James?
If you're investing in Ainul, then you definitely have to invest in HeyJom. Because you know that all work and no workout is going to make you, So I think that what I'd like to say about that is that, we started this business when I was 90 kilograms. Today, I've shed 10 kilograms of those, and I'm very, very proud and happy about that. I think one of the things my partners did was, they really dragged me out on the road and made me run, a half marathon all the way across the world. We went to Scotland. Let's do it. We're like, It's crazy. So, but I think what's really good here is that, you know, when you invest in HeyJom, you'll be investing in this positivity, this positive energy that you're building for Malaysians. So, like what Aino said, you know, he wants to make Malaysia great again. We want to make Malaysia fit again. Thank you.
Thank you. A nice continuation there, James.
Yes.
All right, so there you have it, everyone. Thank you to both Aino and James for presenting today, and thank you to all the audience who tuned in and for asking all these really insightful questions. So all the information on their businesses are available on www.equity.pitchin.my. So please log in as an investor, and you'll be able to access their pitch deck that they just showed, their financials and all the agreements relevant. So you can also pledge or reserve your investments there. So do check it out now. Now would be the time, since they have pre-live incentives going on. And other than that, stay tuned for to our updates, and don't forget we have a session like this every Thursday. So until next time, thank you for your support to pitchin and stay safe. Bye everyone.
Bye.